Alright, so we're back for another video. Once again, dehydrating food, because you have got to be ready. So right now I am dehydrating some onions. For time purposes, I've already cut them up. And so right now what I'm doing is, I'm putting them in these trays here on the dehydrator. And then, I've noticed that the time just doesn't seem to work too well. So I actually, I set my onions to dehydrate for 16 hours. I've noticed that it doesn't matter. I always have like one, and I always still have like one or two that they're just like leather. They don't really dehydrate upright. But what I'm going to do is, we're going to get this all set up here. We're going to pop them in the dehydrator. We're going to dehydrate some onions up. And then I will show you, after I get this all on here, I'm going to show you what they look like after they're dehydrated. Now, I've currently, this is probably my fourth or fifth bag of onions that I've dehydrated. I do like onions. They're not really a food staple, but they definitely enhance your products. They make your meals taste better. And if we end up going, if the world ends up going to crap, we might want some food that tastes good. And so that's what I'm doing right now, because I do like the flavor that the onions add to it. But this way, I'm not buying the dehydrated onions, which is a lot more expensive when you think about it, because a lot of times you get the onions on sale and it's much cheaper, and then you dehydrate your own and you get the exact same thing as if you buy dehydrated onions, only you're not spending as much. Because I know you've had that same experience. You buy a bag of onions and you use like half of them, and then the next thing you know, you got flies. And so this is going to save the flies from showing up, and it will actually allow you to have onions without always going out and buying onions. So we go ahead and we put the lid on it. Come in here. It's already set. I do set it for 130. The book says 125, but again, I found that it just doesn't dehydrate right. So I do it at 130 for 16 hours. This is in Hamilton Beach. I love this thing. But anyway, let's stay right there. And so this right here, this bag, this one little bag right here, this represents like 4 or 5 of your regular bags of onions. But since it's dehydrated, it takes up much less room. It lasts a lot longer, and this, when you open this up, it smells so good, you know. And it definitely smells better than the dehydrated onion pieces that you buy in the spice bottles. But yeah, so that's the onion. And you see, like on the bottom, you get like your onion powder. So you could actually even, like, if you like, what I may do is I may buy myself a coffee grinder, and I may just turn this into onion powder too. And then of course, you know, the onion powder, it'll take up even less room because there's a lot of air in here, and when you grind it up and turn it into just onion powder, you can still use it for seasoning. This will be good for soups. Another thing, I did recently just get a Solo Stove Titan 1800. So it's good for like 2 to 4 people, and basically it's a stove with a pot, and it's like top feeding, but it's got like the double burn. I've seen some other reviews on it, but what I'm going to do is, you know, you can watch the reviews on that Solo Stove Titan, which is awesome and all, but what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to make small versions of my survival soup, which is like rice, lentils, peas, kidney beans, garbanzo beans, onions, of course, because you know I love my onions, salt, pepper, and then chicken base or beef base. And another thing I'm going to start doing, like I said, so far I've only done vegetables, but what I am going to do is I'm going to get some of the chicken strips when they're on sale, and I'm going to cut those up into fine pieces, drop them in this dehydrator here, and so I'm going to make some dehydrated chicken, and then I'll put the dehydrated chicken into the soup mixes. And then what I'm going to actually do with that Solo Stove Titan is I'm going to make a video, and I'm going to start with making the soup, showing you the measurements. So if you do decide you want to make it, you'll have the proper measurements for your soup for the 18 mils, because it is and then we'll use the Solo Stove Titan. We'll actually cook it up and we'll eat it. Now that I have this new camera, I definitely want to start making some more interactive videos, more showing, less telling, and the fact that I don't have to be holding my cell phone to make videos sure makes a huge help. And I think it's important, because society today, where it's like our youth are losing things. Everything is just right there. They want everything right now, real fast. I mean, look, right now it's like I'm using this technology. I'm gonna be able to reach, well, all 6 of my subscribers, and in one video. But technology is great for society, but it's also crippling us. So many people, it's like this right here. This is how people used to actually survive. They would dehydrate food for the winters, because during the winter time, you couldn't just go to the store. You had to have, you grew your own food. You can't just go to the store. And I think that we might be heading to an event where we might need to actually start growing food again. We might actually need to start hunting again, because it's, prices are going to start going up. And if you can't afford to go out and buy potatoes or buy onions, at least not that often, you're going to want to make sure that nothing goes to waste. And not only that, it's like, hardship could hit. If hardship hits, and more for that, even if you just want to think about it this way, is that anything could happen to your job, and if you have at least 30 days worth of food stocked up, then that gives you time to find a job, to make some adjustments, so that you can provide for you or you and your family. And it's one less thing to worry about, because look at it, you can't, your family can't survive without food. You pay your rent, you got 30 days to come up with some, to worry about your rent. But you get like, you go more than a few days without food, and you're gonna be hurting. And so I think that's very important. All right, yeah. So I am gonna start making better videos, but for now, that's the latest edition of dehydrating food and prepping. I'll come up with a title for my channel later. These videos will probably all be wiped after I get better ones, but for now, if by chance you manage to find my YouTube channel, for whatever reason, and you decide you want to, give me a like and subscribe, that'd be cool. I'll be honest, I'll probably never get monetized, so it's not like I'm worried about that. I'm sure I'm on the bottom of everybody's list, but if you do happen to come across this and you say, hey, you know what, just give it a like and a share, I would appreciate it. But again, I know I'm not going to get monetized. We know who gets monetized, and it's not people like me. So, but anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, And we'll look forward to the next video. And soon I will be doing a broad assortment of videos. I'm going to go to the range, take the shotgun, take the rifle. We're going to go to the range. We're going to shoot out some rounds. We're going to talk about some rifles. We're going to talk about some shotguns. Shoot, I'm even going to do one on my air rifle, because if you don't have an air rifle, they're pretty good. I've got a couple crossbows I want to review. I am currently making a, what's the best way to call it? Not really a get home bag, but a getaway bag. You know, that's going to be designed to, you know, if something bad happens and, you know, my daughter and I gotta head out. You know, I want to make sure that I have enough that I can at least build a shelter and, you know, provide. And so I'll make a lot of good videos. But at any rate, other than that, like I said, you need to prepare. But remember, the biggest part of preparing is going to be knowledge. If you don't know how to do stuff, it's not going to do any good. You can buy all the stuff in the world, but if you don't know how to use it, it's just paperweights. All right. Until next time, have a good night.